Well, today is Thursday, August 14th, approximately 11:15 Central Standard Time here in the Midwest. And it's about 84 degrees in the shade. Humid. It's supposed to be up in the mid to high 90s. So did you wake up with a smile on your face? Like the little squirrels over there, they're little tree monkeys. Oh, see, they see me. Look at, they're all running. I wanted to come out so we could watch them while I talk. But they see me, gosh almighty, what is there, like 6 or 7 of them? Usually there's 3, 4, or 5. But I've been here for a few years feeding them. They should know better than to run away from me. I wanted us to watch them. I could sit in the house and we could look through the window. Look at those things there. Look how it goes up gradually. It looks like a graph. Yeah, we used to have a retaining wall like that over there. And it was all on there really nice. Our cat could walk all the way from the back of the yard to the front of the driveway. And then we had really heavy rains. I think it was maybe last year. And then plus our neighbors, they had a draining hose or something for their pool, and it came gushing out there, and that just pushed it over and literally pushed over the retaining wall. So the landlord just took it down, and that's where it is. So, in my last video, I talked about blessedness and getting rid of bad thoughts out of your backpack of consciousness and thinking good thoughts and being happy. Now, I can't remember who the guy is, Earl Nightingale or somebody, I don't know. But he said something like, what man can conceive, man can achieve. But I like to say, I like to take it all the way and I like to change around a little bit. Man can't achieve what he conceives if he believes. Yeah, you can achieve a lot of things that you can think about, but you got to believe in it. Isn't that what Jesus said? If you say this mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea, and you have but faith of a mustard seed, the smallest seed in the garden, it'll be so unto you. And he said, verily I say unto you, whatsoever you desire when you pray, believe that you receive it, and you shall have it. But don't doubt. Remember, Peter was walking on the water. He believed when Jesus said, Peter, come on out here, dude. Walk out to me on the water. And Peter just went and did it. And then his human fearful sense got in, and he fell into the water. And Jesus said, hey, dude, why did you doubt? Why were you doubting me? And he talked about that when the storm was going on and they were on the water and he was sleeping. And they were freaking out, the storm was really bad. And Jesus said, oh, faith, how long must I be with you, faithless generation? I believe that's what he said at that time. But Jesus talked a lot about not having faith. What's faith? Faith is generally trust and confidence. If you have trust and confidence in something, then you have faith in it. And if you believe it, it means you accept it as real and as true. So if you can think of something and you believe you can do it, you can achieve it. Some other great spiritually minded person, Mary Baker Eddy, said, devotion of thought to an honest achievement makes the achievement possible. Now, if you stop and think about it, that's very good sense. Now, we used to call things common sense, but what was common 50 or 60 years ago is not so common today, so I just call it good sense. It makes good sense. Yeah, we can achieve a lot of things if we believe we can do it. Have you ever had that experience in your life where you had a good idea and you just didn't think you could pull it off? You didn't think you had enough money, enough knowledge, enough expertise, enough ability, capacity developed to do it? I know I have. I think most of us are like that. But look at the achievers. Look at the people who become very successful. Vince Lombardi was head coach of the Green Bay Packers football team back in the 60s, maybe the early 70s. And they claimed that he had said, see, how does it go? Winners never quit and quitters never win. Isn't that great? Winners never quit. That's how they become a winner, right? They go all the way to the finish line. And a quitter will never win because he stops short. And we have fear and apprehension and trepidation, worry, anxiety, stress. You know, worry and anxiety and stress all come from fear. Fear of lack, fear of loss, fear of inability, whatever it may be. But fear is not a thing. It's an emotion. And it causes you to restrict your thinking. And doubt is like an obstacle. Doubt doesn't say you can do it, just kind of puts obstacles in your way. Instead of going straight down the path, it's like putting a bunch of logs in the way you got to jump over, and boulders and brush. You know, it's like if you look at a map. Do you have faith in the map? Do you trust the map, or do you doubt what the map says? In the beginning, you probably say, oh, let's look at the map. I want to go from St. Louis to Chicago. Okay, since we go up Highway 55, it's probably about 4 hours, 5 hours away, whatever. Unless you're a speed demon. 80 miles an hour, you get there in about 3 hours. And, you know, so you get on the highway and you're enjoying it. It's a beautiful day and you're out there waving to everybody. You got your window down. Yeah, you're listening to music that you like. Maybe you got some people with you that you're in love with that you like to have around. And you're just having a good time. And, you know, it's like I said, it's about 4.5 hours. And you're about 2 hours in it, you're thinking, wait a minute, shouldn't we be there by now? You know, a lot of people can't read a map, and a lot of people don't understand mileage and time. They don't understand that if something's so many miles away and you go so fast, it's going to take you so long to get there, right? Say it's 280 miles, you're driving 70 miles an hour, you're going to, if you have to stop or something, take a little bit more. But you're going to look at, 4 hours. And so they're driving for 2 hours. They're going, hey, wait a minute. Shouldn't we be there? How come we're not there yet? And, you know, you're kind of like just a little bit of doubt that you might not be going the right way. Something's wrong. Because you don't see Chicago. You drive a little far, you think, okay, look, man, I've been driving for 3 hours. That's a long time. I should have been in Chicago by now. And you just get fearful that you're going the wrong way, and you really doubt. You know, the doubt plants the fear. You get doubtful, and then you get fearful, and you turn around and you go back home. You don't go to Chicago. We don't take it to the end. We think that maybe we might, you know, there's times that we might need to stop and turn and go the other direction. But a lot of times we don't need to stop. We need to continue forward. When you're on a track team, they tell you don't look over your back. Don't look behind you. Just keep focused straight ahead. Keep your eye on the prize, right? So you can keep that forward momentum. And your job as an individual one, get there. Hopefully, in a race, you get there before the other people. But you're always only racing with yourself. Because if you got a bunch of slow people and you beat them, what's the prize in that? If they're like hardly running and you're only running a little faster and you win, that's nothing to be happy about. That's nothing to beat your chest over. But a lot of times we cut ourselves short. How are we going to achieve our greatest achievement? I had a situation where I took every penny, I think, of what money I had saved, and my wife said, why don't you try that idea you wanted to do for years? And I would have never said that myself because I was taking all of our savings. And I said, you know, I thought about it. I said, okay, let me try it. And I went and found all the things that I wanted. I got the right place that I wanted to get. I got in the location. I got on the ground floor. I got the right size. I got it for the money I wanted, for the lease I wanted, with utilities included. It was perfect. I made a really cool video. I found all the stuff to furnish it that I wanted. And when I ran out of money, the job I was working, I got a bonus, the biggest bonus you could get, and that was exactly how much money I needed to buy everything that I wanted to initially furnish that room with. And I was there for 9 months. I was there 4 or 5 days a week. Then I chopped down to 2 or 3 days, less hours, and nobody ever showed up. I put it on Meetup.com, and I had about 30 or 40 people think like they're voting on it. They said, "Oh yeah, we think it's a good idea." I said, "Okay, well here's the address. Let's meet up on such and such day." Nobody showed up. I go, "Hey, look, folks, this is Meetup, not vote. You're not voting for a good idea. You're on Meetup because you want to meet people. Why aren't we meeting?" It was retarded. I don't understand why people didn't want to show up. But I stayed with it as long as I could, and I had to leave because I was out of money. I was spending every extra nickel I had every month on that for about 9 months. Now, did I fail? I don't feel I failed. I mean, I proved that I could come up with an idea that was a very valid, great idea that many people agreed with me was a great idea. And I thought I had a nice room. Well, I did have a nice room. I had a nice room, had a good vibe to it. I had all kinds of ideas that we could do, that we could bring into that room, all kinds of things. But people, I went to coffee shops. There's one block away and one another direction 1 block away. Put flyers up. Nobody came down. And everybody associates coffee shops with people sitting there being very studious and reading, very thoughtful, deep thinkers at the coffee shop, having deep conversations, being very sociable, wanting to get out and meet with people and think and listen. No, they didn't do it. So did I fail or did they fail? I've accomplished all that I wanted to do. Let's take that a real huge step further. Let's talk about Jesus. Was Jesus a failure? Now, most people will say no. And he was not a failure. He did everything that he was supposed to do. He healed all manner of disease. He stilled the water. He fed the multitudes. He chopped down the thing. He turned water into wine. He even overcame death and the crucifixion. And he went and he ascended. So I'd say that Jesus did everything he was supposed to do. He did not fail at all. But the people to whom he was trying to teach and uplift, they failed. They didn't fail Jesus, they failed themselves. Jesus was here to help them. Jesus was here. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. And he said that you shall do the works that I shall do. And Jesus showed you all the works. Now his apostles, many of them went out and did the great works. They did the healing work and so forth. So they were successes. Jesus had the ultimate success all the way to ascension. And I believe that's true. So Jesus was not a failure. I was not a failure. I did everything I was supposed to do. I put it out there. Now people will say, "Well, you didn't bring people in." Well, it's not up to me to make people think a certain way. I was providing a venue for people to think. I was providing a venue for people to be sociable and have friends and have some camaraderie, to enlighten themselves, to share what they had. I created a venue for that. They failed to utilize it. So don't always get on yourself if you fail in certain endeavors. I mean, look at a lot of people will put their home up to open a restaurant, and the restaurant will go bust. Especially during the COVID thing, a lot of people went bust. So let's not get too hard on ourselves. But yes, man can achieve what he conceives if he believes. Got to believe in it. Not going to do it by itself. You got to realize it in your own consciousness and go out and do it. You got to make it happen. Did I just burp? Yes, I did. Excuse me. Well, I don't see our little squirrel friends. So wake up with a smile on your face. Wake up with a good thought, a happy thought. There was now I knew this just from my own experience doing it myself. But I remember some years ago, probably about 2 decades ago or more, I heard on the radio about a study. I don't really put too much into studies because they can go either way. But there was a study that said something like, if you think about things that make you happy, it helps in the healing process. Like if Well, you know how it is when you're say if you're in the hospital or somebody's in the hospital. What do? You bring a flower in. You bring a planted flower, a real flower. That's a smile of God. It's something real. It's something beautiful. It's something that's like you, very real and very beautiful. Or you bring, if you can, you bring a small child in or a baby, and that puts a smile on your face. An innocent, lovely, pure child. Doesn't that make you feel good? So it's important to have good thoughts. More good thoughts than bad thoughts. Yes, we have to deal with unpleasant situations, whether it has to do with us or not. But you have the ability to think this way or that way. So wouldn't you rather think good, healthy, happy thoughts than to be drug out into other ones? We usually get fearful when we think we're going to lose something or we're going to suffer. We're going to suffer a loss. We're going to suffer pain. We're going to suffer emotional stress. Now, emotions, we have the definite ability to determine our emotional state. It's the way we look at things, the way we understand things in situations. So let us lean toward the good. Let us think the good. Let us think the happy. You ever meet those people that always have a smile on their face? They're just always happy. No matter what, they're smiling. I knew people like that. Couldn't understand it, but it was great. You took it for granted because they were doing it all the time. Couldn't understand why. Why are you always smiling? I don't know. I just smile. They're smiling when they tell you. So let us wake up, like I said in the last video, with a good thought, a happy thought, a healthy thought. Let us get our thoughts off of our personal self and get us into the thinking about the Creator. You know, God means good. Gut in German. And so let us get into thinking good. Let us get into thinking about the Creator. We didn't create anything. We're here, right? We're the recipients of life. We're the recipients of goodness. So let us expect good. Let us see good. Let us do good. When we're doing good, we're thinking good. Like when I listened to my video the other day, I felt better. It was myself. I know all these thoughts. I'm the one talking, right? So let us think the good thoughts. It's really important to put the balance right. Get rid of fear and doubt. Watch God work it out. Get rid of doubt and fear. Know that only God is here. A couple of lines from a song of mine. So I hope all's well. I hope you're getting something out of this. Hope you're sharing it. I'm not into fancy editing and all that stuff. I think just looking at nature, looking at the green bushes and the grass and the sunshine when it's out is a reminder of God and His goodness. And here we are thinking in the communing with one another, right? Isn't that beautiful? Hey, so look forward to having a good day or a good night. Expect the good. Be still and know that I am God. I, the Lord thy God, made everything that was made. Without me was not anything made that was made. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Behold, the kingdom of heaven is within you. You don't have to look very far, do you? The kingdom of heaven is within you. We all live within the kingdom of heaven. But we have to acknowledge it. Be conscious of it. Utilize that spirit that's all around us. We can't make it go away. That's the good thing. We can't make the kingdom of God go out of us. We can't make the kingdom of God go away. It's always there. Isn't that wonderful? It's all on God's shoulders. Think about that. You are in the kingdom of God. We live, move, and have our being in God. In Him we live and move and have our being. Okay, bless you, folks. I hope you got something out of this. I bless you very much. Namaste. Until next time.